Hey ballers, what's up? It's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and if you look today, we are in a completely different venue. Our zoo has had what we call our soft opening, so we haven't been in a grand opening yet. There's still a few things, like if you look right beside camera guy Kurt here, there is a cage that's not complete. We have a couple of those, but 90% of it's done. We are now open to the public, so people are coming through. It's like $5 so far. Everybody seems to really like it. We got to do some cleanup work, like bare concrete floors we want to change and things like that. But I wanted to give you guys a quick tour, just show you a few of the animals here. This is going to be really quick, really fast, kind of bang bang through them, and then we'll come back at other times and we'll start doing like an introduction to each individual animal on here too. So hopefully they'll each get their very own video all about them as we go. But today it's going to be kind of to walk you through, give you a basic idea in case you're ever here and you want to come see it and check it out. First, this is my favorite section. So this is the wall that I love right here. It's because this wall is all venomous snakes. Actually, this whole wall is nothing but rattlesnakes at this point in time. We will be swapping some of that off. So let's just take a quick look. Up here, Kurt, get the camera up that high. There's one of our big albinos hiding in this hole. Down here below, we have the hypomelanistic carrying rattlesnake. And if you stay till the end of the video, you can see it left me a present. So I'm going to show you a safe way to clean that without putting myself at risk and without having to put the snake, get the snake out or make it stressed, which is really cool. Down here is one of our reds. It is completely in hiding, but it is back there as well. Up here this is not Reaper. This is a separate timber, a different one, but it is hiding in right there. And down here is one of my favorite rattlesnakes I have. And you think, is it scaleless? Nope, it's a purple haze. So that's a multi-gene combo rattlesnake. And really quick, while he's looking down, I want to show you a few things on these cages. These cages, to make sure the public is safe, they're all double insulated. What that means is there's glass inside the cage, like here. I've got this one off for cleaning later. That's sliding. And then on top of the glass, you can see on this one, there is a layer of plexiglass that has to be taken out before we can even access the cage. That is so if a kid comes in or somebody falls or does anything and hits this, they can't actually get to the animal can't hurt them or vice versa. Really important when dealing with these kind of things on public display. Down here is another one of our albinos. It's more of a tangerine color. Really cool animal. Then up here, hiding, because he's in shed unfortunately, is one of our red western diamondbacks. So those are the two males that I showed you here that are like Kali. Below this is a very, very massive female western. She's our caramel albino. She is gorgeous. See really good sand. They've got sticks. They got places to hide in there. Good light, good heat. It's going really well. I'm really happy. Down here, hiding in the hide, this is a young prairie that if you watched a lot of our videos, this is the one that was born right here in our facility. The only venomous snake that born in the facility. We didn't breed her. She came from a gravid female. So it was a wild caught female that we didn't know was gravid, being gravid. We've had her since she was born. So that little prairie is really kind of near and dear to me because that's the first, and at this time, only venomous snake that we kind of accidentally produced. But that's kind of all the venomous snakes, all the venomous rattlesnakes. I mean, there is a surprise. But over here, if you take a peek, we have our croc monitor. How cool is that thing? It's not very old yet. It is a juvenile or a subadult, is I guess what we'd probably call that. It's going to get a lot bigger, and these things are pretty awesome animals. This one's pretty nice. It's actually feeding off of a tong for us. If you guys remember a while back, if you watched them, I think it was one of Brian Cusco's videos talking about Tom Crutchfield. He has a lot of croc monitors where he's really mangled up his hand. So they are certainly an animal that full grown will deserve a lot of respect. And here is a chameleon cage. You can see a panther chameleon up there. And if you look down here, that was most likely the female. And down here is most likely the male, just judging by color.
These are just females.
Or just both females in here. Well, see, camera guy Kurt knows what's in here more than I do. A couple ways you can tell on chameleons is the back leg on most species will tell you because it has a nub. And if you look, yep, that one has no nub. And then the males tend to be much, much brighter. This is the most elusive animal we have because it's coming soon. So there's nothing in here yet. This is an iguana cage. It's a really awesome cage. It's got some red and greens. We do have a different animal on the way for this cage, which will be a full-grown adult albino iguana. Really excited about that. Over here, you get some giant snakes. So you have a big, big Burmese. You have a couple reticulated pythons below that. Really kind of a neat setup there. This will be our dart frog cage. Currently, it only has a toad in it, but this will eventually be filled with poison dart frogs, so there'll be a lot of cool colors. Be really gorgeous in there. Over here, having a meal at the moment is actually my green tree python. So this is the green tree python you've seen featured in my home. We needed one for the zoo, and I said, hey, I got this really beautiful adult. I'll kind of loan my personal pet here. So you can actually see my green tree python named Nemesis right here at our zoo, which is, I think, really cool. You have some green tree monitors. They're both kind of stuck back over there, and they're going to get a lot bigger than that. The cage behind Kurt right now is our tegus. So you have a couple tegus in this cage, and tegus are really cool lizards. You know, they're just amazing. And below that right now is our female anaconda. Now we have a much bigger anaconda, but he's out on a breeding loan, and we hope to eventually breed him to her one day as she keeps growing. This cage here, these guys are one we can actually open up for you really quick. And this is something everybody's used to seeing, right? This is bearded dragons, but check out these bearded dragons. They're a really cool morph. You can really see the colors on them. Look at that, really pretty. Oh, you want back in there? He's like, there's food in there. I want back to my food. Is that what you want? Or you want on your perch? No, you just wanted to be upright? All right, we'll let you hang on my hand, show off those colors a little bit more. And there you go, you do want back to the food. So you can see he's getting his meal too. Now they do get more than just the kibble food. You know, they're gonna get bugs as well. We'll feed them like dubia roaches and things like that as well. So they're well taken care of. And I can't reach her, I'll grab her for you too, but she is gorgeous up there as well. Really, really nice colors. So just showing off some beardy morphs. Make sure your tail is out the way. It is. All right, and if we look over here, this is probably one of my favorite animals in the zoo as well. It's having a meal. I tried giving it some strawberries earlier, but it didn't want any. This is a rhinoceros iguana. Ugh. How you feeling today, huh? Huh? And you can see, just super friendly. Now, a lot of times that stance will make you worry about getting tail whipped, but she always kind of just leans into this, and she likes petting. She'll stand up and just kind of say, scratch me, and you can just see those eyes closed. She actually really enjoys getting pet, so she is definitely one of our more friendly animals. She is just amazing. Oh, scratches, girly? I know this is one, you know, Kurt's probably not as excited about the zoo because he has to work every day as I am, but this is one of the animals in here that I know even Kurt is really excited about. This is one of his favorites to get acquainted with here. We have our American alligator cage. Unfortunately, we have our first zoo casualty, and that was the glass over here. It's just not as visible as we'd like, and it's obviously going to have to grow out of there. I'll have to swap that out at times and go with either a caiman or move it to an outdoor enclosure we're building during times of the year it can be out there. Below here, kind of in hiding, if you take one quick look, there is a water monitor. It's an Asian water monitor, and it's the only thing I don't like about this animal is a really nice cage. Really, look how vast this cage is. I love the environment, but it tends to spend most of his time down there. I wish we had a way to make that display a little better, but the animal's extremely happy. The people are just going to have to look for it. It is what it is. A couple other cages I kind of passed by, and that is right here. And if you look, this is also double walled because it contains venomous lizards. So our Gila monster, there's a couple of them in there, and you can see they buried. One of them is right over there by the back wall. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous animal. All right, we ready to go clean some poop, Kurt?
Yeah.
We're going to show you a way to safely clean rattlesnake poop. Now, there's a couple things when we do this. One, we've already made some things that would normally be considered safety errors. So I want to talk about that and let you know that we're not making an error. This is not how it normally would be. We did this because we're going to film. What that would be is, one, the double wall insulation is off. Two, the key is laying right by the lock. Not a good place for the key. But, so you didn't have to see me go through 5 keys and take all that off. We went ahead and prepped this ahead of time for cleaning. So what we're going to use is a couple things. Anytime I work Venomous, I always have all my tools I could possibly need with me. A hook and a tongue, just in case. And this, which we fashioned ourselves, which is just a shaft that used to be on a small hook that has now been attached to a scooper handle. So all you have to do is we're going to open this, and now where the snake is plays a major role. In this case, the snake is in its hide over there. So what we're not going to do is we're not going to cross that threshold where we could get bit, right? So we're going to keep our hand out of the cage. So while I'm staying on this side of the glass, we can stay very safe. Whoop, except for when that happens. And when something like that does happen, what you got to do is just simply use your tools to move things back the way you want so you can operate safe. Then we're just going to reach in there, scoop the poop, shift a little of that sand out, and then we can take that out without ever putting our hand inside the enclosure, without disturbing the animal, with very, very minimal risk to me or it. And that's what you want. Now, if that animal had been sitting over here, you can't always do it this way. So sometimes you got to pick and choose when you do it. If you have an animal that's in the hide and you're able to do this, this is a way you can get that out as long as you do it safely. But again, you've still got to be cautious. don't get your finger in there, don't give it a chance. I obviously wouldn't want to be opening from this side, having all of this exposed. So there we are. And look at that gnarly thing. You know, that thing's been eating well. All right, Kurt, any questions before I go throw away this big old pile of snake poopy?
What other venomous snakes are you looking at, other species are you looking at getting?
You just want me to smell this poop for a while, don't you? We would like to get a couple different things. One, there is a species of rattlesnake I don't have that I definitely want to get. Actually, a couple of them. I'd love to display an eastern diamondback one day. It's because it's the largest. Actually, believe it or not, westerns have the record for the longest, but easterns are heavier bodied and typically are also longer than westerns. And I would also love to have a gaboon viper, a rhino viper, and then the, I can never say this word, so bear with me, but the speckled rattlesnake. I really want one of those. They're really, really cool. If you get them in the white face, they're white and black. They're just beautiful. So those are some of the other things I'd like to have. And then we are going to end up doing this cage here, which is also empty. Will all be like palm pit vipers or swans and tree vipers and things over in there for different colors. But that's some of the things, on my bucket list. Anything else, Kurt?
No.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to throw away this turd, and I'll see you next week.